Pretty down night right now.
Hey, coaches, welcome back to Big Drew of the World. I'm Coach Allen, and I'm bringing you our next installment in our deep dive into the wing tee. Today, we're going to be focusing on some bonus plays that you can add to your wing tee arsenal, specifically looking at the sweep, the crisscross, and the waggle. First off, if you like what we've done, if you enjoy it, we are just a little production right now. I'm recording at 12:30 at night while my son sleeps upstairs and trying desperately not to wake him up. So if you like what we do, it's a labor of love. So go ahead, hit subscribe. If you like Facebook, get us on Facebook with Big Drew of the World. If you like Twitter, at @football_Allen, because I'm Coach Allen. All right, be sure to check that out. I'll throw out another podcast, especially for you wing tee guys out there. The Field House by David Weathersby. I got a chance to go on and interview with him late last week. It was good. It was enjoyable. We got to talk air raid football, power run game, stuff that doesn't go together, right? And it's just sort of how we did it when I was a head coach at Chatham High School. All right, so we're going to slide over. We're going to talk first about the sweep series. Okay, and the first question we're going to ask, there are two different kinds of sweeps here. New webcam. What you see here is my markings from my first attempt at recording this video when I was scared out of my mind that my son might have woken up. Because if you have a almost 2-year-old, you will understand my pain. Okay? That right there. Okay, so let's say we're going to the tight end side here. Okay, we're going to talk about jet sweep first. Okay, the thing I like about the jet sweep I think you mostly see out of the gun primarily. Under center, man, it hits quick. That's probably the primarily what I like about the jet sweep out of the wing tee, especially under center. It's going to hit very, very fast. Slide back over. So what we're going to teach here, okay? I liked it, most of the ones I saw. So we got the handoff right here, and then we have a fullback fake right behind it for faking the trap. Okay, you could probably run trap right off of it. All right. Now, reach, okay, a true reach block. So what I'm teaching my tight end right here, okay, he wants to hook this outside defensive end no matter what technique he's in. He needs to get his head to the outside breastplate right there, get that hand, get that flipper up there. I like to jam that shoulder pad to sort of get him turned, and I want to keep my head between him and the ball carrier, so I want my head on his outside breastplate. I'm going to step right foot, 6-inch step, what we call a position step first. Then I'm going to take my left foot and split his crotch. Okay, as I'm splitting his crotch, if he goes in, now I have the ability to come back, take a good step, and now I want my head back across to sort of cut him off. I don't want him shooting that C-gap. But what he's probably going to do when he feels my reach block, he's not going to go inside. He's going to try to fight it, and that's when I got to keep my head separated from – I got to keep my head to his outside between him and the ball carrier. This halfback. Talk about this a lot. You do not want to get lateral. If you get lateral with your halfbacks, that's going to stretch that play out. And that's what defenses want. When I was a defensive coordinator, we really liked it if our DNs and our linebackers could stretch out, sweep to the sideline, because eventually they're going to run out of running room. We go back over to the board. He wants to attack right here. Get up here, get the next man in line. All right? Probably that outside linebacker. We want to reach right here, reach and scoop with this guard, reach and get to the next level with this play side tackle. So he's going to take a hard right step, and then now he's sort of taking that reach block, cutting off. He's trying to aim for that linebacker. I'm guessing he's going to have to get up a little bit more. I'm not going to see that linebacker just the way I got him drawn up, so we're going to scrape back for safety or trash in all likelihood. My play side guard, he's taking a hard right foot step right here to cut off B gap, okay? Feel for inside penetration. When we don't get it, then his left foot splitting his man in half right there. And then right foot, right hand, right flipper is reaching to try to get that outside breastplate and get my head across, okay? Center's taking a carry, reach and get your ass up field step, okay? He's reach step. He's going to try to get over, probably heading more, head up over the guard, maybe even head up B gap is where he wants to aim for. We're big guys on the offensive line is the way I always taught it. I'm not going to aim for right here. I'm going to aim for where he's going so I can have that angle on him. We're reaching and cutting off this one backside, and then I think we can leave this end alone because it hits so fast and get up to linebacker there. That's a speed sweep, okay? Some good things about the speed sweep. Some not so good things. Okay, I don't like the reach blocking. All right, one of the, I'm not a big fan. I was not a big fan of outside zone when we first installed it up an air raid look, because it was primarily reach blocking, what some people would call elephants on parade. So you can reach block it, or we can get a little crack exchange going. What do I mean by crack exchange, Coach? Okay, let's go back. So let's say we'll keep it out of a traditional wing T set, but we're going to go heavy. I'm going to put my wing and my tight end to the same side. Right there. Okay. I'm going to try to run left now. All right, so fair amount what we're going to get, okay, what I like about crack exchange. All right, so we're still doing our sweep, our dive right there, handoff right there, okay. Crack exchange, we can go a couple ways. So H-back has to get and help this tackle set the edge, in my opinion. The tackle's coming hard to try and get that defensive end. We talk about that. We're taking a position step now with our left. We want our flipper, our flipper to his outside breastplate, and we're trying to go right there and get our head across. This H-back needs to help us right here to sort of get that edge set. But here's what the crack exchange is like, okay? Now, we can do it a couple different ways. With the one technique, it's hard, okay? You could get yourself a center pull if you get in a one. Let's say they give us a 3 in the one away. Okay. They gave you that. I block down with the tackle. He's going to take a hard step cut off. My H-back now sets my halfback now sets the edge. My receiver's going to get his head in front, and he's going to crack this outside linebacker. So that way my play side guard can pull around. Now, a couple teaching points on this crack block right here. Head's got to be across. Don't go for the kill shot. This is where I like to get my hands involved in blocking. I want my head across in front of the defender. I want my hands in front on his, you can give him a hand to the rib cage and you're not going to get called, but I want to try to get my body where my head is across. I don't like going for these big hits because a lot of times I get penalties. My guard, you're not making a hard kick-out block like you would on buck sweep or you would on pullback trap, okay? I'm almost taking what I would call a bucket pull. I'm taking a step back sort of and gathering myself and making sure my chest is square with my defender out here, because this corner, he's out at corner for a reason. He's a little bit better athlete than my guard, Okay, so I want to get my hands on him. If I come with a shoulder kick out block right here, this guy is in space. That's what he's used to doing. Okay, my biggest thing is I want to avoid the take him off, I want to avoid the pancake block right here, to be honest. I want to get my hands on him. So that's what I want to do is I sort of want to square him up and get my hands on him right there. Okay, what's that allow us to do on the backside? It allows us coming back to reach here, reach. Okay, climb, reach. Okay, and speed sweep hits so quickly. Now, there are obviously issues when it comes down to running it out of a traditional wing T set. Where I originally saw speed sweep, and we'll talk about rocket sweep here too in a minute, was little school outside of Richmond, Virginia named Goochland. A guy named Joe Fowler coached there for a long time, won 2 state titles. They were garbage back in the early 2000s, and then he made them really good. By 06, they won a state championship. Now, my first 6 years coaching, we played them 5 times. Yeah. So, and I don't even know if you could really give if you're giving a 4 front. So let's go 5 front. Okay. So let's say we get speed sweep out of here. All right. I would crack the safety rather than the outside linebacker because to me, you're just going to allow that safety to make a play. This is the inside linebacker right here anyway. So in my opinion, we can sort of combo right here to get up. Now, when I say combo, hard right step to get to the guard, to get to the 3 step right there. He wants to put his right hand now in the middle of that chest plate after he's taken a hard 6-inch step, flat down the line, feeling for B gap. He wants to cut his split down to get there. The guard's going to put his left hand in the 3 techniques chest plate, and then we're carrying, hopefully, this guard after we take a left step. Now we're right step and up. Okay, center going to manhandle his guy. Linebacker gets lost in the sauce. Okay, that's one way to do it. I like the crack exchange. The other way is if we come back, we could just reach out of it. The reason I draw it up out of the double slot set is because I think a lot of people, and again, the problem there is we have a hard time accounting for that play side linebacker either way. So that's where I think, in speed sweep here, you got to get that fullback involved since we don't have a tight end. Now, you can also crack exchange, and instead of guard pulling around, you're going to love this. I drew my circles bigger now. Instead of guard pulling around on this, I have the double slot formation. Okay. Now, I talked to you again about the guard pull out. We want to be square. We're not going for a knockout kill block here, okay? So we're going to crack right there. Boom. Okay, fullback's into the play now. We've taken out the fake. Now the fullback on the handoff knows he needs to get his ass outside right there. I mean, man, you really, depending on how you're having trouble with, you could get this guy a nasty look and crack him down there. You can put him as a tight end to help yourself out there. Crack right there, wrap right there. And there you go. All right. A lot of things you can do with that crack exchange that I like. Now, what the double slot formation also gives you is a chance And when I went and looked it up online, this primarily was what I saw. This primarily was what I saw guys running the rocket sweep out of was the gun. Well, not the gun, I mean double slot. Okay. Now double slot again. It's a longer producing play. Now you can really get your full, like we talked about with a speed sweep. Now our fullback can really become an extra blocker. That's where I think that crack exchange I'll draw against a 4-3 this time. Okay. That's where I really think you can really mess with people with the crack exchange right here. You're having, I'm thinking I'm reaching right here, hard right step, get my outside hand, cut him off right there, climb the linebacker if I'm the wing back right there, crack down on safety, and then out right there. And that X pattern sort of gives you a natural running lane right there. Versus if I'm just going head up right here, trying to play basketball basically. Now I have an angle with that crack exchange. And now we're coming hard right here, making sure that two technique doesn't reach us across. Hard right here, hard right here, hard right here. Okay. And that backside DN, if he comes flowing, that's where you fake it. And you can come back with your reverse and comes back with your counters and your crisscrosses. And that actually gets us into our next play, crisscross. But I love the sweep. I love the fullback being involved, in all honesty. I think you can get, as long as you have some type of crack exchange, I like to sweep out of the wing T. Whether you're doing it with your guard, your fullback, whoever, I think you got to have a crack exchange. Now, crisscross. It's a fun play, guys. It is a fun play. My head coach turned me on to this. He said it's one of the principal plays. I was like, come on, man. I don't know if it's one of the principal plays. But I will tell you this, we weren't playing a wing T team when we had it hurt us. But back in, I'll get story time before I draw on the board. Back in 2012, we faced a double wing, double tight team, and they were practicing this play, this crisscross crap, before the game. We hadn't seen it all in the previous film, and I saw them practice it once or twice prior to the game. So we get down, we're playing a tough game, man. We're missing our starting quarterback. We're down like 14-7 at half. Okay, it's fine. We get one defensive stop, we'll be all right. I kid you not, they kept the ball the entire third quarter. And they scored on 4th and goal from the 1 on freaking crisscross. So that's how I always remember crisscross. Now, to the board. I'm going to draw it up against an odd front now. I'll give you the under. Okay. Little under look. So with crisscross, main thing you need to know is our tight end. Put him here. Okay. There you go. Sorry about that, coach. Just wanted to look back at my notes for a sec before I continued on. Primary thing off crisscross is back way there. All right. You can fake the fullback. I like it off of the Buck series. So we're going on this line right here. You're faking the fullback trap right there. Boom. And now we're coming here to the handoff for Buck. Okay, you're actually going to hand it off. Okay, we're going to hand it. He's getting the tailback. Halfback's going to be the guy who hands the ball off. He's going to hand it back inside to the slot, to the wing right there. okay? And then it becomes, you know, we got this double team working right here to block down. We got angles now. We block back on backside guard. Now my guard has a kick out block, like it's a long, like it's power, like it's buck sweep. We're coming flat down that line. We're gonna shoulder block versus the hand block. Now I want to get my head to the inside right here. My head wants to sort of clear a lane right there. If I'm gonna pull left, I'm gonna trap left shoulder. So when I say shoulder, okay, we're coming in. We used to teach our guys, we're gonna come in, we're gonna hit them with the flipper right there, and I'm gonna put it on the inside of his thigh pads right there and keep my head low. And we want to hit thigh pads right there on that kick block. Okay, tackle's gonna block back. Tight end is wrapping around for any type of trash, and we're off to the races, boys, right there, because we've handed it back to the wing, and here we go. And the wing knows not to stretch it out. It now becomes like his power play. So in a way, it's a very similar play to power. Clemson's running adaptation out of this. You can run adaptations out of it, out of like what I talked about with the double wing, which we'll talk about in a minute. I want to go back here, just talking real quick. So with this tight end pulling, in my opinion, this backside tackles block becomes important because now he has to hit a good right foot step and take away any trailers, okay? It's almost a back block, down block, where he's fanning back for any trailers. As soon as he fans back, that's the most important block right there. We talked about the backside guard now is pulling for the kick out. The tight end now is going to wrap inside, okay? When he wraps inside, okay, he's looking. He's not trying to stretch the play with his pull. He's turning back, and he is looking for the first man in the opposite colored jersey, okay? And he wants to wall him off. Again, I try to teach my kids on the pull block, you got to be smart about what you're doing. This isn't a kill shot. This is a get my body in the way type of block, okay? Now, if you get your hands on him, that's the most important part. Why do I not tell my guys all the time to go for the kill shot in the pull? Is because, okay, if you go for the kill shot and you miss 50% of the time, then the guy's coming unblocked. I'd rather you hit him 90% of the time. That's just my thing. You can also set it up, okay? How else can we set this up? Let's put the tight end to the opposite side of the wing. Good adaptation. You can sell your fullback. You can sell your jet series right here, just like we talked about, where fullback comes right there and you've handed it to the jet guy, and then now he's handing the outside handoff right there. Okay, so let's see if I gave us the same type of look. Okay, so now what I like about this compared to sweep is now I have my down block. Now these two are looking what we would call a dick block. He's going to work the left hand right here into the center of his chest plate, right hand, right foot into the center of his chest plate, just to make sure when we got 4 hands on him, 4 eyes on the linebacker. So hopefully this play side tackle can overtake right there and get to him. Center, you got a hard back block right here. I'm almost taking my foot down a 90-degree angle to make sure I cut off this one tech right here. I used to, as a center, hate to have to cut off the speedy, like shooting type guys. You know, the ones I'm talking about. You put a little knack type of looking kid right there to shoot the gap. You got to get your head across and make sure he doesn't follow the play. Guard's going to pull, kick out right here. All right. Tackle, got to block back, fan back, create, give that tight end room to work and room to make the pull right there. Okay, we're now going for an outside handoff back in just like power. Okay? And that's sort of our adaptations we got for the crisscross. When you get it, I like it out of under center better. Y'all will laugh at this. With this wing tee exploration, I've sort of enjoyed looking at plays out of under center. I think it's faster. It hits downhill quick. For me, it's more deceptive out of the gun necessarily. And you have a lot of guys, Clemson runs crisscross out of the gun. You got a lot of guys who want to do it out of the gun. I think you can. I just don't think it looks as cool. We used to run back here. Back my first year as a head coach, we ran sort of an adaptation of the fly gun, which to me was wing tee. Now, coaches, when I draw my backs up, I don't like them this deep, but I used to be a defensive coach, believe it or not. I had an offensive coordinator that year who liked them on the level with the quarterback. Yeah, I didn't get it either. My fly gun guys, hit me up in the comments. Tell me why they need to be that deep. I like my guys freaking right up there. But we'd run something we call Frisco Ronnie. Okay. For Frisco play, it's just a straight handoff. It's our sweep right there. We're coming here and then back to here. Our offensive coordinator wasn't an offensive line guy, so he would have them just straight reaching, which I've told you before I do not like. Okay, if I'm going to do this, well, number one, if you're just going to straight reach, what do I tell you all the time? Give me a crack exchange. Let's get right there. But number two, okay, if we're going to do this, we can get the backside right here pulling. You can do a couple different things depending on how you want to do it speed-wise. Okay, to me, I can use this fullback and this backside guard to sort of act as my tight end and backside pulling guard. Or you can put tight end into the game. Go ahead. So we're going to block down, ba-boom, ba-boom. Right there, fan back. If I'm the center, guard's going to pull. And I'd play around with the guys just on who can get there quicker. Can the fullback get there and kick him quicker? I think the guard. Personally, if the fullback gives a stutter step, I'd rather do that. Just looking at it, thinking off the top of my head, and have the fullback up on, have guard kick fullback up to the linebacker when we come for the inside handoff right there. Okay, just a couple different things. Our last play we want to talk about, and I know it's been a longer show. I'm trying to give y'all more of the details about how we go through the footwork. I think that's what makes us different here at Big Drew the World. I think, I want to empower young offensive line coaches, young guys who may think, I want to get into quarterback coach and I want to get into running back coach and I want to get where real skills go. Guys, I've coached offensive line, I've coached receivers, I've coached backs. Best thing in the world is offensive line, hands down. Best position group in the world, best group of guys, best everything. Sorry, skill guys. And plus, if you're an offensive line coach, I'm gonna give you this pointer because it's a video I'm gonna be coming out with as soon as I'm done with my wing tee deep dive here in the next week or two. If you want to be an offensive coordinator, really study that offensive line play. It's gonna help you out tremendously. That's just my random tidbit before we get to the waggle. Waggle, I'm not even going. I can mess with you with the passes. Okay. But really, they can all sort of tag onto whatever you want them to be, in all honesty. Okay. All that we're selling play fake, and we're turning right here. Okay. The waggle gives you sort of that air raid combo where I can tag different people out of the gun. I've seen it before where we're all sort of pass setting to the roll outside, sprint out blocking. The way we used to teach sprint out blocking when I was at Buckingham was sort of if we're sprinting out to the left, you sort of want to shield everybody back to the inside. And we would actually flip our hips. And our coach taught us if you had a camera in your backside, you wanted the camera on the quarterback where he needed to go. And we would do it without a pull. All right? For me, I like the pull concept here. I've seen the single pull where we're just kicking right here. Okay, I don't like that as much as we're going to pull, we're going to wrap around right there. Okay, and in this pull again, this is where I go back and I talk about the different pulls, and that's another series I really want to get into, is talking about the different types of pulls, when do you employ them. I'm really taking a bucket step, I'm getting my shoulders square, and I'm sort of gap exchanging over right there, sort of settling up, and I want my backside guard to come, and I like him to get the kick pull. He's getting the kick pull. We got the play fake to hold everybody. Now I want my quarterback to give a good fake, and here we go. We're out in the flats, right? We're out in the area right there. Okay. Pass blocking, then sets up with our guards pulling, where we're almost down blocking the whole way, and just trying to keep our guy from getting upfield. That's where that sprint out type blocking can really come back in to help. My problem with our sprint out blocking we did when I was a kid, just looking back on it, I didn't like teaching it that way because we were losing accountability off of the play side edge all the time. Whoever would come off the play side edge essentially wouldn't get blocked. Guys, I've had fun with this wing T deep dive. We're not done yet. One of the things, I like to give a shout out to are people who I get my information from, or, if you really want to get deep diving and into more information on the wing T, where to go, if you look in the descriptions on our site or on our webpage right now, YouTube page, I got a link to the Delaware wing T, the passing game. You want to go to Tubby Raymond's passing game. I think it's a great book. I think if you go to the disciple himself, Tubby Raymond, even though he wasn't the creator of the wing T, we're talking about, Paul here for my biblical guys. Okay. It may not be Jesus, but it's Paul. And then if you want to, guys, all these books I've been telling you, you need to go ahead and get your Amazon Prime. Hit that link in the description. Get you set up. It's a great deal. I love it for stuff. Just like I don't want to watch football, man. When I talk about football, I'm a big football documentary guy. Right now, they do a bunch of stuff on All or Nothing. I binge watch those series like crazy with my Amazon Prime. So go ahead, hit that up. Next time on the Wing T Deep Dive, we're going to be talking about the Wing T offensive linemen, and really what makes them special. How do you find your centers, your guards, your tackles, where you get them from, and sort of what develops a Wing T offensive lineman. And then in our last episode of the series, we're going to go back and we're going to deep dive even more into how you can adapt the wing T and sort of bastardize. And we're actually going to go ahead and combo some of its principles with air raid principles. Watch out, Ron Mackey. We're doing wing T and air raid again. So until next time, coaches, remember, if you want to win big, if you want to score points, drop 50 burgers on the scoreboard, you're going to have to win in the trenches. And to do that, you got to remember that bigs rule the world. Thanks, coaches.